Welcome back to the build. Okay, I got to the point where I did a paint job. I came up with a paint color that I thought it looked right. I'll just go over what colors I used and then I'll show you how it looks once applied. So what I did was, as an undercoat, as everyone saw on the previous videos, I used the surface primer, the Tamiya surface primer. Okay, I use this for all my undercoats. Okay, it's a very fine pigment. Okay. What I did then was I put the model together like I showed in the previous video, sanded everything down, smoothed it down with like, I think it was a 2000 grit sandpaper to get it nice and smooth. And then I wasn't sure about the color, because if you look at the photos that I provided on from the show, the screen grabs, it's very inconsistent in the coloring. The plain Mark 7 is very green, and the green that I chose, what color green is this? Is field grey, which is a very green. It was too green for me, so I made my own mix. What I used was this XF56 metallic grey from Tamiya, German grey XF63, and flat white. Sorry, just plain white. You can use flat white as well. X2 from Tamiya. Okay, my mix was 3 ml of each of these, so 3 ml, 3 ml, and 1 ml of white to make it slightly lighter. So if you're going to double it up, just double up that amount. You can, if you want your color lighter, add more white. If you want more metallic look, add more metallic grey. If you want it darker, add more German grey. Okay, and then what I did with my airbrush, with the mix done nicely, I gave it a very light coat over the top, and it looks, to me, it looks very nice over the top of the grey undercoat. As well, what I've noticed on the screen grabs is it's not very consistent, the color. It's inconsistent. So it's not one plain color across the whole body. So if you look at the wings, it's dark in some areas, lighter in some areas. Okay, you can see it clearly on this one. Okay. What I did then was, when it was dry, I used plain German grey. And in the airbrush, like I've explained before on the Mark II, is if you want to use an airbrush for the stabilizer nozzles, you need a dual action, which means dual action, push down for air, pull back for paint. So you get your spot. So what I did was, holding it very still, stabilize my finger, started releasing air, and then slowly pull back on the trigger to release a little bit of paint into each one of the nozzles. So there's quite a lot of nozzles. Other ones on the back end. Okay, you can come in afterwards with pastels or a weathering pen, and you can make it look better, which I'm still going to do. Okay, the other colors that I got, what I recommend is red and green, and then, okay, I don't have the blue with me, but with the red, green and blue you can make different mixes of colors, and this is mainly for the cockpit, for the main console. So what I've done is I painted the main console the same colors. Okay, prior to painting, I actually used this micro mask, okay, from Micro Scale. Painted it onto the panels that's going to be receiving the decals, and let it dry. I left it 24 hours before I painted, and as you can see, I already pulled one off to reveal the bottom, which will make it a lot easier when the decals come on. It won't be too dark at the back, and I won't need to scrape off any paint as well. So it comes off very easily. I've done this main console, so I'll do it over here. Just scrape an edge. You see it starts coming loose. It's almost like a rubbery. And there we go. And there it comes off. Okay, revealing your bottom layer, which is a lot easier now for your decals. Okay. I did the same thing with the rest of the cockpit. I mean, there are different buttons that I've covered up in the mask. Okay, this one as well. Okay, So what I'm going to do now is use a withering set. So what I use, let me just find it over here. Use a Tamiya withering set. Find it. Okay, you get different types. You can choose which one you want. I'll use a suit for all these nozzles, and you can use rust in certain areas, and then silver or gunmetal on certain areas as well, maybe on the legs and in the cockpit as well. Okay, so I recommend them, and then as well as a withering pen, which looks like this, Mr. Weathering Liner. Okay, and that's quite nice. You just scrape it and you rub it with your finger. Okay, so when I come back, I'll have this done. I will see how far I get in the cockpit, because that's pretty self-explanatory. And then, oh yes, what I did as well is the side parts for the engines. I just gave a very light coat of the same color that I gave the rest of the model, which gives it a metallic look. Okay, and this basically, it goes in with the pipe end on top. So that'll be on the other one. Okay, like so. You're going to need to sand down this edge prior to inserting it. Actually do it before you paint it up. I'm going to need to do it now afterwards, because it won't fit into the back of the of where the engines go in, because it's too fat. Okay, so that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.